Welcome to Ruckosaurus Rex, the channel where we review and discuss all things dinosaur and other prehistoric animals. How you guys doing? Let's get right into it. You see the packaging. We are 3 for 3 today with a Cyberzoic offering from Creative Bee Studio. This is the 1/18 scale Achillobator Giganticus, and we will discuss why it is called Giganticus momentarily. This is part of the Cyberzoic line that started off as a Kickstarter, and there are beasts of the Mesozoic. There is a beast of the Mesozoic version of the same species, different paint apps. This, of course, is from the Kickstarter, and we will take a look at that. Of course, as far as the Cyberzoic aspect of it, you see the logo up top, Past and Future Collide, Cyberzoic. This is part of the Fire Clan, if you will. The unit is it's a Razor Hound, and of course the type is a mount. All of the species in the Cyberzoic line are mounts. They're basically horses, if you will. So there's that, and of course that means that they come with mount. They don't come with mount gear. You can acquire mount gear as well as the rider, humanoid figure. I am not really interested in that. I'm interested in the species themselves, and that's all I actually contributed to. So that's what I got. Anyway, you see that artwork. Once again, beautiful artwork that Creative Bee Studios always seems to bring us, and they have not failed. They have not disappointed again. We've got the top, the Cyberzoic logo, Past and Future Collide. When you go to the side there, we have some more of that artwork of the Achillobator. On the flip, we've got that handprint that's, I guess, the symbol for the Cyberzoic line. And then when we turn here to the rear, trying to get it to be as straight as I can get it anyway, you see some toy photography in the thumbnail to our left. On our right, we see the complete setup, Achillobator with the mount and the rider. And then when you look down there below or lower right, you see a thumbnail showing the armor, and then we have the rider, a fire guard, and that's how that goes down. In terms of the info on this species, the length is 6.1 meters or 20 feet. The weight is 650 kilograms. I do know in terms of pounds, it can be as heavy as 770 pounds. It's a dromaeosaur. The Earth is the origin, of course, Mongolia. Time period, late Cretaceous, about 96 million years ago. The meaning, Achilles warrior. That's where the Achilla part comes from. And the figure features, it's 15 inches long, 23 points of articulation, adjustable display stands, which is the new thing with the Creative Bee Studio, 2 sets of interchangeable feet, and opposable wire is in the tail. Here is our Achillobator out of packaging, and as always with Creative Bee Studio action figures, the tail is detached from the figure itself. You have to, of course, install that. And there's a ball hinge at the base of the rear of the figure. And if you can't really work it in, you use water or some type of heat to soften the plastic, and then it will slide right on. And you get those instructions in this little leaflet right there. And of course, along with that leaflet, we get the info card that's got that nice artwork. And then of course, on the flip, more of that, the artwork, the toy photography, if you will. And of course, that same information that I read off at the beginning. And we also get the accessories, which comes in a separate tray. You see we get a separate set of feet, and we get the base. We get a nice base that's transparent. I'm going to take this out so we can get a better look at it. Separate from the stand, which is a kind of like a smaller version of the stands that we get from the larger figures. The Allosaurus comes with a bigger stand than this, and of course Creative Beast Studios came out with a stand large enough to accommodate their first offering from the Tyrannosaurus series, the Tyrannosaurus Rex itself. As far as that base, like I said, it's transparent. You see right there, but it's supposed to be, I mean, it's transparent, but it's still a base that is designed to show, terrain of some kind. And you've got a peg hole right there, so you could actually install the other peg that usually comes with these type of bases. It's on a ball, and you put it in there. Then you use the cradle. I like to call it the cradle, where you place the bottom of the torso, the bottom torso of the figure on that. So pretty nice that we actually get two options for posing and standing our figure. As far as the figure is concerned, let me get my tool. I actually covered the tool up with the plastic of that tray. You see the nice paint apps on this particular figure. It looks very good, and it is a dromaeosaur. That's what Achillobator is, or was. It existed in Mongolia back in the day, 96 million years ago, and it was well, you see, for dromaeosaur, it's pretty stocky, very heavily built. The same, it was of similar size to the Utah Raptor. We know about that guy, and they're about the same size, and bulky too. And of course, the Dakota Raptor, which was later. It came later and actually existed around the time and in the vicinity, if you will, of Tyrannosaurus Rex itself. This guy right here, though, like I said, rocked in Mongolia about 96 million years ago, and up to 20 feet long. It was, you could see, pretty hefty. Look at those legs. Look at how thick those legs are. So, dromaeosaurs, raptors, known for their quickness, and this guy, I'm sure, had some speed to it, but it definitely wasn't known for that. It was a brute. You can look at that and see, definitely. But we'll take a closer look at our guy as I reach over and bring him up. I'm going to spin him around so we can get a better look at that skull. And it's looking real nice there. I'm loving the paint work on this guy. This is actually part of it. Don't think it's paint being missed, because you got the same thing on that other side there. Pretty nice. The eyes are yellowish, more like it's more gold than yellow with a black pupil. Very nice. And you see the different colors we got going on there. Look at the snout. We've got the nostrils right there. Very, very nice. The attention to detail just kills me. And then on the sleeve here for the neck, look at that change in coloration. And this right here, this tuft of feathers, these neck feathers, it's a separate piece. So you see it floating right there, basically like an off-white with a wash on it, bringing out the detail of the feathering. Very nice. And then when you look at the underside, it's dark. The wash is more brown in nature. And then you've got the forelimbs, which is totally plumed with feathering, and you see the three different shades of color for those feathers. Pretty nice. Turning so you can see the interior of the forelimb. The claw itself is like a rustic kind of an orange-like, reddish-like brown. And then, of course, you got the claws painted black. Look at the size of those claws. I tell you, boy, sometimes I think these guys were more terrible than the Tyrannosaurs. The Tyrannosaurs, for the most part, we know them, they're just big. These guys, Lord have mercy. And at 20 feet, think of Jurassic Park, Jurassic World raptors. They were about 16 to 20 feet long. We don't think about that length because we're looking at them almost eye to eye, with the exception of the first Jurassic Park. They were actually bigger, and they actually looked down on humans a little bit. They were the biggest that we had. And then, anyway, back to our Achillobator. We've got this brown here, and you could see the feathering, but it looks really smooth. I guess, obviously, that was intentional. I think, personally, I would have liked something that would have brought out the detail a little bit better than what we see here, but hey, still nice. Going down, look at the hind limb. Once again, look how chunky that hind limb is. That, like I said, this guy was made to beat its prey up, for sure. The feathering is nice. We've got the brown, and then there is some wash there. It gets darker here at the back. Then you get down there where the feathers stop, and then you've got the bare skin, that orange like brown again, and then those claws, and then of course that second claw, sickle, big time, for which dromaeosaurs are known for. The underbelly, very nice, the tannish type of color, but then you have the brown wash that brings out that detail. And then of course we've got the tail. Very long tail, very long tail. You can see that. The tail ends, hold on a second. The tail ends right about here, and the rest are the feathers. So still a long tail, but those feathers make it look even longer. And pretty nice. Underside, it's light up, and look at that right there. You see the wash that brings out the detail and separation is great, And keep in mind, these are figures. These aren't models. So they do all of this, and they still maintain the design and as smooth and symmetrical as possible while giving it articulation, which we are going to look at right now. That head, very nice. We're going to see the mouth opens up, and doesn't open up very wide. It's about as wide as it goes. It does have a tongue in there. You have to get something in there to lift that up, but the tongue is articulated as well. Maybe I can get the mouth open a little bit more. I'm not going to force the issue here. Then you've got the head that's on that neck joint, so you can move it. Very nice range. Creative Beasts really improved the neck ranges on their figures. Then, of course, we've got another joint there, so you can actually get your figure to turn. That's crazy. Almost 90 degrees. That's crazy. Then, of course, you can go up and down with it. Very, very nice. You can swivel it like that. Very nice. The forelimbs, you can rotate 360. You've got an elbow joint that you can get there. It's on hinges, so these actually don't swivel. They just go up and down. The same with the secondary right here. This goes up and down. Doesn't go in like that because technically it doesn't need to, because they could not pronate anyway. So yeah, maybe I think Mr. Silva at Creative Beasts figured that it's like, it doesn't make sense to have them swivel at the wrist, because they couldn't pronate their hands or claws, paws, whatever you want to call it anyway. Like I said, the neck feathers is loose. You've got the torso, which you can go up and down. Mine's is still stiff and tight. And of course, you can rotate it like this and turn it also to go with that neck, so you can get even more. Now, with this articulation, you can get a full 90-degree look. That's crazy. I love it. I think I would actually spend the money if they revisited the T-Rex and improved on its neck to get it to do that, because you could get that critter into some nasty, nice poses. The hind limb, rotate, and they spread out. I failed to mention that the forelimbs spread out as well. So they spread out. You've got articulation at the knee, articulation at the ankle. Your foot swivels. You can go down a little, up a little. The sickle claw toe has articulation. As you can see, you could raise it up and come down with it. Very, very nice. The tail rotates, goes up, down. The second section, up, down, rotates. And of course, you see the holes. It's bendy wire. Very, very nice. You gotta love it. And now that I got the tail on the ground there, I don't have to struggle trying to stand him for this this shot right here. Here's Achillobator using that transparent base, and you see the background that I'm using. It was determined that despite it being Mongolia, I don't know, for some reason when I think of Mongolia, I think of desert. Maybe that's because of Velociraptor years earlier, millions of years earlier, but it's determined, or it's theorized, that Achillobator lived in a very humid, arid environment, which means it would have been lush. And for comparison, I broke out my Electrosaurus from the Tyrannosaur series from Creative Beast Studios. This was the Beast of the Mesozoic line, and I want you guys to take this in, all right, because they're both accurate to scale, 1/18th. And this is probably the only time in our prehistoric history where the dromaeosaur is more intimidating than the tyrannosaur. And that's just crazy. Anyway, take a peek at that. So what do I think of the Creative Beast Studio Cyberzoic Achillobator Giganticus? You heard the review. You already know what I'm thinking about this guy. Loving it, loving it, loving it. The colors, banging, the articulation, smoking, the design on point. We get different set of feet. We get the new style bases or stands that Creative Beast Studios have come up with, and we also get one of the old school style bases, transparent, no coloration, but we still got it included. Gotta love that. Pretty nice. There's a different version of this guy, the standard Beast of the Mesozoic version, and I've got to investigate that and check out the color, because I'll probably get another one of those too and have a pair. See, when it's an action figure, I've said this before, it's an action figure, different coloration, I get to change up the poses. I'll get to, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see what's up. Matched it up with the Electrosaurus, a Tyrannosaur, and it was a contemporary and possibly lived in the same environment. If I didn't mention that when I did the comparison, I'm mentioning it now. So, and like I said, this guy is a beast, beefy, big and beefy, and you saw far more imposing than that Tyrannosaur, the Electrosaurus, for sure. And it may have been possibly one of the only times in Earth's history where that actually happened, where you're more afraid of the dromaeosaur than you are of the Tyrannosaur. Crazy. Anyway, what do you guys think about this offering from Creative Beast Studio? You on it? You gonna get one? Got one? Got the Beast of the Mesozoic version, and now you're looking at this, the Cyberzoic version, because I'm in the reverse. I'm looking at the other way, the BOTM version. Let me know down below in the comments, and also while you're down there, like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, hit the notification bell for the next time I upload. I do not know when we are going to get more of our Kickstarters, Cyberzoic Kickstarters, but I will be patiently waiting. I'm looking forward to getting that Dilophosaurus. My goodness. I actually doubled up on that. I've got one coming to me from the Beast of the Mesozoic, and we'll check that out, and we'll await the arrival of the Cyberzoic version. So until then, that'll have to suffice, just like it did with the Smilodon, and the wait was well worth it, and I'm sure it'll be worth it again. Anyway, that's it for this go-round, guys. Thank you all. Take care, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.